Hey, fellow Restobians, welcome to Restobia. So a bit of a whinge, right? Let's turn Jodie down. I've got Jodie on in the background. Hello, Jodie. I've got Jodie in the background. He's reviewing. It's a 2-year-old review. I must admit, I've watched it before. Because when I got my Casio Oceanus S100, I watched quite a few videos about it. I think I watched this video ages ago when it came out, and I should have bought one then, but I didn't. I like this one. I've said before I like it because it's one of the only Oceanuses that doesn't have a hexagonal crown. I like the crown guards. I even think that opposite non-functional guard, guarding nothing guard on that side. I actually like that as well. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about in this video was, why do so many YouTubers not know how to size a bracelet correctly? Now, I've whinged on about this before. I've done videos about it. No one seems to, hardly anyone seems to care when you tell them. They just sort of give you a blank look like you're mad. But I was just rewatching, I was just rewatching Jodie's video about this, and I'm pretty sure that he doesn't mention the part links. Now, number one, everyone calls them half links, which they're not. They're part links. They're not half the size of a full link. That means that you can use them to have more combinations on the bracelet, which gives you a better fit. Now, what Jodie did say was, one of his moans and niggles was that it only has 2 positions of micro adjust. I've got mine in the middle of the 2. I've never noticed that before. Oh yeah, sorry, middle of the 2. Duh. I can't be in the middle of the 2. Get it? I've got mine on the tightest of the 2. I was wondering why they were at different angles. So basically, it's in and out. Let's get rid of that ad. Get Jodie back. Come on, Jodie. I love Jodie. You know, I'm not wishing to pick on him. It was just, I was watching this when I thought of doing this video because. So I can make it about. That's going to be about. Let's get the verniers out. How much is that? It's normally about 3 mil, 2.5 mil, 3 mil for I'm going to call that 3 mil. It's about 3 mil for a micro adjust position. Slightly less maybe. Now I've got it on the middle of that, so I've got this watch to fit me pretty. It's pretty good there. It's pretty good there. But if my wrist does swell up, I can, with the aid of a tool that I carry around at all times, I can extend that by 3 mil, so that's going to give me a bit of extra, it's not going to be too tight. Now, Jodie said that he has to wear it loose. So Jodie is a very well-respected YouTuber, but he's giving you the wrong information. And this, I'm not having a go at Jodie. I just want people to know this stuff because I just find it infuriating. So he's not mentioned that it has part links, and no one ever mentions. Sometimes people mention they watches when they have part links. Let's pop my Mr. G on here. It's part links as well. It's about as good as I can get it to fit. This has 3 positions, and I'm in the middle. It's a bit loose today, so I could tighten that up. The important thing here is when it's got 3 or however many positions a micro adjust has, you want it in the middle so that when your wrist size changes, you can change it. That's what micro adjust is for. It's not really there to size the bracelet to your wrist. But let's go back to the S100 because this only has 2 positions of micro adjust. So it's very, 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 very important that you get to use that in the way that I can use it. So in for when your wrist is smaller, out for when your wrist is bigger. And the way that you do that is you use the part links. Now, the part links on here are roughly, most part links and full links are roughly about 9 mil for the full link and 6 mil for the part link. I'm not going to go into it here. I've done videos on it. I've moaned about it forever. But basically that means that you've got 3 mil of adjustment on the bracelet, which is exactly the same as that 3 mil there on the clasp. If you don't know that, then you've got 6 mil of adjustment on the bracelet by taking the, what people call incorrectly, a half link out or in. So can you imagine you've only got 3 mil on the clasp, so surely you can see that it's vitally important that before you use that 3 mil, you've got the bracelet to fit you as good as possible within a 3mm tolerance by using the part links rather than a 6mm tolerance by thinking that they're half links. I hope that makes sense, because I do admit it is quite confusing. I was an AD sales assistant for 2 or more years. I didn't even know about this when I did that. No one in the shop did. Or if they did, they kept it very quiet. But that's important. So why doesn't Jody know this? Why doesn't Jody? And bearing in mind this video was 2 years old, 2 years ago, so maybe he does know. But I've still never heard anyone say it. If you were reviewing this watch and talking about the only 2 positions, so in, out, 3mm on the micro adjust, you have to say, so therefore make sure you use the part links to get the bracelet within 3mm of fitting you so that it fits you better. But what Jody's done, he hasn't done that. He doesn't seem to know that you can get the bracelet. He thinks that you've got 6mm of adjustment on this bracelet when actually you've got 3mm. So what he's saying, so therefore he's having to have the watch loose at all times. It's either loose or looser. That's like Dumb and Dumber. I mean, I'm not having a go at him, but I don't understand why this thing isn't more understood in the watch world. Why is everyone walking, or loads of people walking around with a bracelet that doesn't fit them properly? I called it supersizing. I'm in shock that nobody ever mentions it, and it really was because he said, oh, there's only 2 positions. There is only 2 positions. It would be nice if there was more. It'd be nice if there was 3, like on this Mr. G. But I've got this one by supersizing. I've got this one to fit me so it's in the inner position when my wrist is smaller, and the outer position if it swells a bit. And I've got this one to be kind of the same. I mean, I'm really using those 2, aren't I? Because my wrist putting this on, I'm using the inner 2 really. I'm not even using. I've just got an extra big one because that's quite loose, very loose. So I need to pop that in a bit to get it a bit tighter. And then when my wrist swells, it goes back to this position. I don't think my wrist is ever going to swell enough that I'm going to even need that 3rd position. So you kind of often only need 2 positions of micro adjust if you know how to use the part links properly. It doesn't matter. So what have I got here? I've always got my Rolex Explorer around, haven't I? So that's got 3 positions of hidden micro adjust. And it also has the easy link thing in there, which is about 6mm-ish. But when you're sizing any bracelet, and he's looking around, where's a watch with? I won't put it on because it's now too big. Because was it in or out? Let's have a look. Oh no, that's all right. What have I got? Oh, that's a butterfly cloth, so that's not going to work. Yeah, I haven't really got one around here at the moment that has a more traditional. I mean, these days, if it's like toolless micro adjust, so you slide it backwards and forwards, or a modern micro adjust that has holes in the side, they're normally about 5 positions, 5 maybe 6 positions. But even if you've got 5 or 6 positions on the micro adjust, you still, if the watch has part links, and they don't always have them, Rolex never have them, Tudor never have them. If it has part links, you still need to size the bracelet via the part links first, so that you can have the micro adjust in the middle of its range. Or, if it's got 5, it needs to be in either positions 2, 3 or 4, so that you can go backwards and forwards if you need to. If you're not using the part links to size a bracelet, then you're quite often, a Tudor fake rivet bracelet doesn't fit my wrist. It just doesn't, because there's not enough movement on the micro adjust to compensate for a full link, so it's effectively useless. But yeah, if you're using the micro adjust to make it fit you, quite often that's at one extreme or the other. So if you've got 5 positions, it's either in position 1 or position 5, just to fit your wrist, just normally. So you've got nowhere to go. But yeah, people just, I don't know. I think it's one of the biggest problems in the watch world. I'm not moaning at anyone, because I only worked it out after working with watches for nearly 3 years. I don't even know why. I just suddenly thought, hang on a minute, can I get this to fit me better by manipulating the part links? But yeah, biggest problem in watch world today, I think, is people calling them half links when they're not, they're part links. They were made specifically as a fraction of a full link, not 50%, not half. They're normally 2/3 of a full link. They were done. That is. I mean, who invented part links? Who decided they're going to be 6mm and 9mm, not like 9mm and 4.5 or 10mm and 5mm? Whoever did that must have done that so that they can be manipulated. But no one ever mentions it other than me. Anyway, I've tried to keep this under the length of Jodie's video, which is just about to finish. Let me know what you think. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully, I've helped a few people get their watches to fit better.